Guys, welcome to Las Vegas. Today I would like to show you what you can purchase here for just $1,600,000 US. You will never be able to purchase anything like that in UAE for this kind of price. A local luxury real estate advisor, Yelena Horton, will give us a quick overview. Let's have a look. Guys, welcome to our Capital podcast. This is Yelena Horton, a local luxury real estate advisor here in Vegas. Yelena, thank you for having us today, right here. Would you please explain to our audience where we are now?
Of course, thank you so much for having me, and we are so excited to share a little Las Vegas luxury real estate with you guys. We are right now in Section 10 in Las Vegas. This is one of the oldest locations, very close to the Strip, and what makes this very special is that it has super large properties, like we are right now here in 1 acre property that consists of 2 parcels, and there is no HOA fees, which means there is no homeowners association fees, which means you can pretty much do anything you want in the property as long as obviously you comply with the general laws, which means you can do Airbnbs and rental over here, which is, as you probably know right now, is not allowed in Las Vegas, or there is only old licenses that are grandfathered at the moment. And the only properties that you could do Airbnb would be the condo hotels, because they are licensed as condominiums and hotels. And so pretty much the investment pool for luxury rentals is quite narrow, except for the areas where there is no HOAs. Normally the no HOA areas would be like on the north, and right now we have this little pocket of no HOA here in its 10-minute drive to Las Vegas Strip, which is great. Normally this type of property attract celebrities. I mean, we had quite showings for the Raiders, for the basketball players. They want to make sure they live close to the Strip, and they want to make sure they have all the parties, and they don't want to have any disturbances.
Could you please tell us a bit more about Section 10? What is it famous for?
That's exactly what I was explaining. So there is no HOAs, they are quite large, and this is where the custom homes are located. So there is no conformity to one particular style. You can drive over and you'll see different types of home, absolutely different styles, but that's what people here they like. But since there is no HOA, you will also see that there is undeveloped, let's say, areas could be. And again, since you live over here, you kind of sign up for all these different style, architectural styles, different types of home. You can have, you know, like we have those $6.5, $7.5 million homes right next to us on this street, or we will have another $13 million home that is right now on the market. But also you can have in a little pocket over there, you know, a $1 million home. So it's quite diversified area.
So you're saying if we today purchase this villa for $1,600,000 US, how can we flip it then, and which market price can we expect?
Very good question. So this, what makes this home special is a great investment opportunities, as you just mentioned, because of these luxury homes that surround us. This is a great place where you can buy it, remodel, and there is plenty of space on this 1 acre parcel to build it out and create a similar property that is currently for sale next door for $6-7.5 million, or even for $10 million, $13 million, that depending again on the size. So it depends on the investor. And this would be a great investment opportunity for sure.
We will show you later on how much area there is right here, because except this house, for this house, we can also build some guest houses here, some Airbnb.
Absolutely, because
villas.
you do have this 1 acre. We have plenty of space around to expand and add based on your budget. You can have guest houses, and this will definitely be a great Airbnb project for sure.
If we're talking specifically about this particular building, how much the remodeling will cost approximately?
Again, it depends what you want. If you are trying to create the $5.5 million project, so that will probably, you'll need probably about $1 million, because you would have to build an additional structure. So if you are trying to be a more conservative and you're just trying to remodel within these walls, because right now it's 4 bedrooms and there's a lot of flex space, but you can create 5 and 6 bedroom options here. So I mean, you can do that for an additional 300,000, and then you can flip for a couple of million on top of that.
Yelena, I know that you have been working on this market since 2000. That's amazing. How has the real estate market here in Vegas evolved since then, or let's say since for the last 5 years? What about the prices? How the landscape of the real estate market is changing?
So one thing for sure, my friends, is that the real estate market is developing rapidly. I remember when I started back in 2000, our buyer's agreement was 3 pages, and today it's a 20-page contract. Wow. So just one contract, and then you have a bunch of additional paperwork, which creates a file of 100 pages. So in order for you to buy any property, there is so many disclaimers, there's so many liability issues. It's a 100-page contract, and that is why you want to make sure you work with a real estate advisor for sure. But in the past 10 years, even if we look at the prices, back in 2017, you could buy, let's say, condo in Palms for 150,000. Today, those condos are about 300 starting price. So definitely you could say that in this span of 10 years, the prices, if I show you a chart, which I have my computer, you will see this, there's a trend for the prices going up. And then if we look at the pandemic, where the market was inflated due to uncertainty of the situation, right? So that also caused an additional boost in real estate. And so this is where a lot of people, they get it wrong. They're like, hey, prices are coming down. Because if you zoom in, and then you'll see that jump of prices in pandemic, and then the prices stabilized and normalized. And so they would look at this particular segment and they'll be like, oh, prices are coming down. But if you look at the trend, 10-year trend, 5-year trend, we have a consistent price growth year after year. On average in Las Vegas, we say that about 10% is our average appreciation. But I can also show you an investor map, and that investor map shows that some areas appreciate at 0%. Some areas have minus 5% appreciation, and others will have 20-25% appreciation. So again, it all depends on the area, and it varies from property to property. But in general, I'll tell you that about 15 to 20% for the residential real estate is definitely a trend. For high rises, it's a little bit different. In high rises, we definitely see the uptick of about 20% annual appreciations in high rises due to shortage and lack of availability. As for the buyer profile that we currently have, so we have about 40% of residents relocating from California. Then we have 5% relocating from Texas. We have people 5% relocating from Arizona. And then you'll be surprised, but another 5% from Florida. And normally when Florida has some bad weather, and then they have hurricanes, then we have usually a new wave of people who is trying to get away from hurricanes, and they're looking for something stable. We do get an occasional New Yorkers that are looking for a better tax climate, and that's primarily Nevada would also attract the buyers from high income states, which would be New York, because they have those, triple taxes, which we don't have. Or California for sure. I mean, 40% is registered people that surrender their driver license, but the other half, they don't surrender their driver license. So I'm sure that the actual number of California residents relocating is much higher than 40%. So, and that is also another marker for you that will guarantee the increase of prices. So right now we are in a strong seller's market. And we are experiencing shortage of inventory. And so that shortage of inventory would be your another guide that says, hey, when you are investing in a property that does not really have much options, that these prices are going to continue to go high. With pandemic, the construction went through a huge halt. And that is why we're constantly short on new homes. And actually, the statistic is showing and the data is showing that it will take about 5-10 years to recover to a pre-pandemic level of construction, where we will have enough construction to meet all the demands. Plus, the city growth. Currently, we have $24 billion in projects invested and committed to Las Vegas in the next 3 years, and I'll be happy to share these projects with you. But this is also another significant marker for a favorable investment market for real estate, for sure. Because if you have large companies like these investing this much money, I mean, they've done their due diligence, they've done their research, and so these people, they know where the prices and the city is going, for sure. So that, which means it's a good sign for you to invest as well in places that are expected this rapid development. With sports that is currently added, the sports segment. So Las Vegas is no longer the mecca of the gambling business. It became the sports center with all these multiple arenas that are built, and that additional resorts. So we have an additional influx of tourists. So pre-pandemic, we used to have 40 million tourists a year, and right now we are close to closing that market. We are at 39 million tourists per year. So we are almost caught up economically to pre-pandemic.
Elena, just another question. What are the best areas in terms of capital appreciation here in Vegas?
So we definitely have certain zip codes and certain communities that do appreciate faster and better than others. One of them would definitely be Section 10, great appreciation rate. Another community definitely we have in Summerlin, we have areas that have 25% appreciation. For sure, Lake Las Vegas is another example of a great area that is has a lot of new construction, a lot of potential. So once I have investors that reach out to me, I will present them annual map that actually generated by title company. And so I give it usually to my clients, and then they will actually see which areas appreciate, and they can choose by zip code the project of their interest. And then once they pick the zip code, then we zoom in and dial in into, okay, what exactly areas in that particular zip code will generate it. But as a rule of thumb, I could definitely say high rises did show significant appreciation year over year of 20-25% annually. And they continue doing so due to lack of high rises here in Las Vegas. I mean, the last high rise was built about 10 years ago, so we haven't had anything new built.
It was
so whatever
Queensbridge,
you have,
I think. Queensbridge, yeah? Or no?
Queensbridge is one of the luxury high rises,
Yeah.
but to be honest, it's beautiful, but it's becoming dated. And so, again, we have a lot of people who prefer to live on the strip. Queensbridge is a great, absolutely gorgeous, very kind of European, setting, very south of France kind of vibe for those who prefer very quiet areas. I mean, you have some celebrities that want to live with people where they don't want to be recognized or bothered. But others prefer to live on the strip, and so the high rises on the strip definitely have a great location.
I know that you're a big fan of Las Vegas, like I am. Why do you like this city? Could you please
Well, the
share your
answer
feelings?
is pretty simple. The Las Vegas is definitely will ruin you, my friends. First of all, it's a great entertainment city, so everything is open any day of the week. So there's no such a thing that you have to go out on the weekend at certain hours. I mean, we have all the spots open for entertainment and brunches and fine. and amazing dining locations. We have Michelin level star restaurants opening up every year. We have food courts that are Michelin level stars. We have a fine dining. I mean, anything you could think of, we have that. You covered great entertainment. You don't have to travel anywhere. All you do, you go to the Strip, you know, to see the Celine Dion, and then to see all kind of stars that have their comedy shows and singing. And then we have an amazing sports options. You can actually drive 20 minutes to the Las Vegas Strip, again, depending where you live from, and you will have an access to an amazing, athletes and sports and entertainment. If you love hiking, we have absolutely stunning mountainsides. You can go to Summerlin, you can go to Red Rock, great hiking location. If you want to live on the waterfront, you can actually live in Las Vegas on a waterfront, my friends. I mean, Lake Las Vegas offers unparalleled waterfront lots that you can purchase and build your own custom homes, or you can actually go with the builder that offers custom, semi-custom homes as well. You can have kayaking, water, paddle boarding, all kind of water sports, electrical sports. Catching fish would actually require catch and release policies. So if you like fishing, you could still do that. So if you're an athlete that is very athletic, there's plenty for you to do. Did you know that Las Vegas is the third sunniest city in the United States? What does it mean? That means we have more sunny days to play tennis, and so tennis and golf. This is why people are relocating here and retiring here, because that's what they want to do. They just want to play golf year-round and play tennis. I mean, I have 3 children, and trust me, all of my kids are tennis players. I mean, everybody here plays tennis, people that I know, let's say. So, I mean, everything from if you're a day person or a night person, we've got you covered, and all these healthy options, organic food. If you are trying to look for certain type of dining experiences, Las Vegas definitely has it. And it also has a good prices. I mean, if you're in New York, the same cocktails will cost you twice the price. If you're in California, I mean, the taxes that you're paying for your California home would be paying for your Las Vegas home. So why not?
I would also add that there is even a ski resort here, just
that's
40
right, Mount
miles
Charleston.
away.
Mount Charleston, it's a 40-minute drive, and if you like skiing, we also have skiing resorts where you can actually snowboard. My son is a snowboarder, and so this is his life and his obsession. He's in Reno actually right now because there's more snowboarding days in there. But again, if you would love skiing, snowboarding, and snow stuff, this is definitely a place for you. Personally, we have a cabin in Utah, and then it's deep, deep snow, like in Russia. This snow is like this big. And so we also like to travel for winter and have white Christmas in the mountains covered with snows.
Yeah, and the ocean is located here just 4.5 hours away from Vegas.
Well, my husband can get you there in 3.
Okay, and Grand Canyon, one of the most beautiful places in the world, just 2 hours of drive from Vegas.
Yes, that's true. You can actually get in 1.5 hours to go see the Sky Bridge.
Yeah.
Yes, the Invisible Bridge, which is absolutely phenomenal.
We will go there tomorrow, by the way.
That's great. You'll have an amazing time. Make sure to check it out for sure.
Yeah. Okay, Yelena, thank you so much. That was a great time to talk to you today. I'm really excited about purchasing something for myself in the nearest future here in Vegas. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you so much. We will take great care of you and your clients. And if you know someone, make sure reach out to them, and they'll reach out to me, and we'll take great care of you.
Elena, what is so unique about this building?
One of the most unique features is the custom features, where the owner was able to create their own version of the home. And the specialized developer, Liberty Homes, they specialize in custom and semi-custom homes. They were able to create the project which worked for the developer and which worked for the owner, which means the owner created their own layout. They opened up these doors, they opened up this space, the backyard, and everything here was uniquely created for this customer. The layout, the plan, the modern kitchen, the cabinets, I mean, everything. And all these pieces were produced here in the United States. This is which makes developer very happy. They are not ordering anything from China. There are some of the items in the kitchen from Germany, but most of pretty much everything else was made in the United States, which we're supporting the United States, labor market.
How big is this house? How many square feet?
So the total living space is 3,800, and we have the home, the main portion of the house. It has 3 bedrooms and 2 multi-purpose rooms. So we have multi-purpose room that is currently used as a gym, but would be changed to something else. And we also have an office at the moment, which also could be converted into a bedroom if needed. And we also have a casita with a separate RV garage. So this property has 2 garages. You have your main garage that is attached to the house for your daily drivers. And then we also have a super large, the largest RV garage that would be utilized for many toys, off-roading, racers, ATVs, UTVs, or if you have some buses, some clients have Priva buses and stuff like that, they could utilize that RV garage for that purposes as well. RV garage has AC units, it has a drainage, which was super hard to get, but it was done to get permission for that, where everything can be washed indoors as well.
So what is included into this price? Is it sold fully furnished, semi-furnished?
So the idea was to create a property that is a turnkey, where the buyer, all he has to bring would be a toothbrush, to make it easier for this type of clientele. So that is why the original price includes everything, including the Hermes dishes, a lot of Hermes blankets, Hermes pillows, and a lot of custom. But there's one thing that is not included, that would be art. The art was staged. We have an amazing gallery by Elena Bulatova's art gallery here at Aria. And so they came in and they staged it. And the reason is because the buyer may not like the color of your paintings, or he would like to change something. So that's why the gallery offered an opportunity to come in and change the art to fit the buyer's need. For example, the buyer wants to have maybe more masculine energy, or maybe they want painting in less colorful and more, let's say, brown and gray colors. So that gives an opportunity for the buyer to have some, experience of picking out their own art for the property.
So we know that there is a fantastic pool just behind us. Everyone is interested. How much do maintenance fees cost?
It's a very good question. So the maintenance of this pool of this size with a salt water generator is $250 a month. And the pool technician comes out every week. He scrubs all of the walls to make sure there's nothing sticks, and then he checks the pH and makes necessary adjustments if necessary.
I know that you also use solar systems on the roof. Could you please tell us more about that?
Correct. So here in Nevada, every home has a limit on how much of and how big solar batteries they can have. So we currently have the most allowed, the maximum allowed size of the solar batteries. The interesting part about solar batteries is that you cannot use them for the first 2 years. So what happens is the government allows you to use the first year like 25% of that batteries, and then 0.5%. So basically it takes you about 2-3 years until you're able to use 100% of these batteries to cover your fee. So right now, the AC units and everything, you're still not able to use it even though you have it. And this is how Nevada Power, protects, kind of leading people into the solar, yet still controlling the use of the energy and the power for the first 2 years, so they don't lose all of the revenue, so they can project what they need to do. So the bill for this home probably would be about $500, which is not too bad. Not too bad because it's brand new, so it's a good quality. You have the commercial grade windows, everything is sealed. The inside of the home is not one of your typical American homes where the walls are so thin like a paper and you can see everything, because we had special coverings inside for privacy purposes and noise isolation as well. So that is why, because it's new property, it has a very good, for the next 5-10 years, the owners, whoever will buy that, will not have an issue the energy as well, and those privacy screening also protecting families.
So all the windows are soundproof.
Correct.
Do you bear any other expenses apart from
So normally,
garden?
the homeowner will have the taxes. The taxes will be about 1.3% a year, but not from what you sold. So that's the difference between every state. So for example, if we were in California and the property is for $3 million, you would pay taxes on $3 million, but not in Nevada. In Nevada, you do not pay on the price that is sold for. It's paid on the estimated price, which is basically the land and portion of the home. So you basically pay taxes only on the half of your home.
Great.
Elena, in theory, can a non-resident purchase this house?
Well, in general, anybody can purchase a home. That is not as difficult as people might think. The other thing is how you're going to come into the country. That's a different story. So if you are non-resident, you can buy any property in the United States. But that doesn't mean you're going to be a guaranteed entry. So you still will have to work with the immigration office to get your visa, right, to come into in the United States. We do have EB-5 programs where it's for those that are not really looking for a property, but they're able to make an investment. So it used to be $800,000. Right now, the EB-5 visas are issued if you spend $1 million, but it has to be in the project that is generating creating workspace. So which residential home will not qualify. So if you want to buy a home so you can get the visa, that will not work, unfortunately. But there are other ways, to do that. You can open a company here in Nevada, and then you can apply for the visa, like an employee visa as an employee for the company. So this is another way. You can get a tourist visa. That's another option. So there's multiple options. So purchasing home is easy for non-residents, but it does not guarantee an entrance.
What is the difference between taxes for non-resident and resident in case they are purchasing the same house?
So the interesting part, when you're buying a home, there is no difference. So you're not paying taxes when you're buying a home. You're actually paying taxes when you sell a home. And so that would be the huge difference, because the non-residents will have their separate taxable rate, and then non-residents, they have a completely different taxable rate. Automatically, if you are non-resident and you are selling a property in the United States, you will be automatically charged 25%. Of that money will be held by the IRS at the time of transaction.
Okay.
Unless you buy a property into the local LLC, and then let's say 2 years down the road you want to sell it, and then that company is selling that property. Then the company is the local resident, so the company owns the property, and then there's a different taxation, because you are not a foreign entity that owns the property, it's the local LLC that owns it. And then there is again, it's going to be the local resident rate for that.
Okay, let's assume that I want to purchase this house today, but I just have 50% for the down payment, and I want to take a mortgage. So what should I do? And
So
how can you help me with the mortgage?
Absolutely. We do have a certain mortgage programs for non-residents. So where you are able to ask for the rest of the money to be financed by these companies. I currently work with a couple of them. Every case is individual, so they look at it individually. But normally you would have to show that you have a business that is generating enough of the income. And so your income that you generate should be 3 times the mortgage rate. And then you'll have to show the paperwork that you actually have this money. For example, you own a business, and let's say your business has the money, but you don't want to use that money because you need that money for business. So you'll show the company and say, hey, I have the money, but I don't want to use them. And so the lender will evaluate it, and if they find you trustworthy and they find it that it's worth it, that they will lend you the funds under the collateral. So you have to have a collateral. What can be collateral? It could be your business, it could be art collection, or maybe it could be a stock, or maybe it could be something else. But normally that's the way. There's always has to be some sort of a collateral and proof of funds presented to the mortgage companies.
Would it be another property located somewhere else?
Oh, anyway, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, but what if I'm a resident and I apply for a mortgage?
If you are a resident and you're applying for the mortgage, we are going to ask you 2 years of tax returns or 2 years of pay stubs. So if you are independent employee and a contractor and you wouldn't have W-2s, you're not going to have pay stubs, but then you have to have tax returns.
Okay.
Or there is another way to get qualified. It's called income based only, where you basically show statements from the bank, and you show from the statements, you're saying, hey, this is how much money I receive. And so mortgage company will look at 2 years of this income. If that is not enough, they may go back and ask for another year. And then if they see that you have, in, let's say, these 2 years enough money coming in, then there's another program. So there's multiple different programs how local people can qualify with their bank statements, with the tax returns, or with bank statements only, which is quite common for a lot of business people because they prefer to write off a lot of expenses, and so they wouldn't have pay stubs, but they will have the bank statements to prove the cash flow.
Okay. Actually, this is the end of our today's episode. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Elena, for this available information about local real estate market, about these investment opportunities. We hope to see you soon in Dubai. Maybe you can expand your business in the Middle East.
We would love to come and visit Dubai, absolutely. Actually, me and my husband are still planning on going on a honeymoon to Dubai, guys. So yes, we are coming at some point.
Perfect. Thank you so much.